Okay, this is just a test. This is a fish. You see this here, coming back here? All out here, his tail. You see it coming around here, his tail. Coming back here. You see his eye there, his fish eye. You see all these scales. You see his fin coming up here. Now, I hope you can see that. I'm sure you can see that if you're paying attention. His face is like a little bit muddled up, but if you follow it back, here it comes right here. It comes back around. His tail comes around. Clearly defined here, comes back, there's his fin. Now, let's look at this a little closer. So there's a fish, and it's in the desert, and it's extremely large. Now, let's see what's above him. You see there's a fish right here? Here's his fin. What is this right here? Let's see what that is. Because I can tell you what it is, but you can tell yourself in a second. There's what you see up there. Now, if you ever go to Chinese New Year's or Chinese, they have the same dragon, identical dragon, has a nose, same sticks up funny like that. He's got the little fluty things that go in there, all that flashy stuff, and then a white, buffy colored fuzzy stuff. They have an eye right here that is a flame. You see that? That's his eye, and it's flaming. All right. This is the dragon. Now here's his throat, his scaly dragon throat. You see that? And we can go down here and down here and down here and look at all his dragon scales all over, the armored scales. And here's all that fluty stuff and the fuzzy stuff. And here's all his back scales. Like the dragon, they call them shields. The dragon shields all the way down his body. All the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. And it goes and goes and goes. And I'm not going to do it because it'll take us forever. Because here's his head up here. And his body's way down here. Now you see this stuff? That's the leaching off of his body. That's the effluence of the body. That's blood, and dark, black and red is blood. And it is running out of his body. That is what's called the death decomposition process. It leaches away, and it is not leached far from that carcass. So this did not occur that long ago. And you can see this here? We're still his neck. But this is his legs. This is his body. This is his back. And then his tail continues and continues and continues and continues until we get to his tail, which I think it goes way out here, but let's just stop here, which is far enough out, and we can easily see what we're talking about. Look, see this? Look at this. There's his tail. There's his dragon-scaled tail. So I'm telling you right now, this is what's going on. So look, see the runoff? Same stuff. Same distance. Same death process. It's the same creature, and he is dead and dying. And not only that, he was fighting that fish, and he spit out fire onto that fish and set his fin on fire, and that's exactly what happened. See his face right here? See his face? Here's his face. You see all that stuff running out of there? That's not just something dark in the desert. That is stuff that set his fin on fire. You see this stuff? That's not normal. You see what happened down here? Look. As soon as it hit this stuff here, it combusted. You see here? That's combustion. You see this here? All that and all this here? That's flames. Or it scorched the desert or whatever. You see down here? This is where it hit his fin. This is his fin. And it set it on fire. You see this whole thing? It set it on fire. And you see down here? Look. There's his fin. So there's a fish, there's his fin. The dragon attacked his fin and tried to set it on fire. And in the ancient Hebrew text, it says exactly this. It's exactly identical to this. That they two were fighting, and God came down and killed them both in the desert. I think it said west of Eden. And it said that the fish's place in life was in the Mediterranean. It owned the Mediterranean. And here's what happened when the Mediterranean sunk. It was an ocean. This whole thing was an ocean. And what happened was in Mauritania here, the Eye of the Sahara collapsed. You see this? That's the Eye of Sahara, which was Atlantis. When it collapsed, you see this here? This is like 32 miles deep or something. I mean, no, not that deep, but it's miles deep across here, and that ran out from here. This is exactly what happened. It drained the desert out of here, and it drained it across across Africa here, from here out, and it created the Cape Verde Islands. So that's just obvious. And Plato puts it here. This is the Atlas Mountains, Atlantis Atlas Mountains, and there's straits right here, and that happened 9,100 years before Plato. So I put it 11,400 approximately years ago. And that's when Atlantis trained and all this stuff. And I don't know, I imagine that's when the fish went dry docked. I have no clue. I'm just showing you what I'm showing you. These are signs of God. I'm just telling you right now, you better react to them. And academics better turn around and start to teach God and explain that they made a mistake. They're the ones that were mistaken. And if I was them, I'd get on my knees right now and I would beg forgiveness for trying to lead people away from God. It's the last word I have on that. All right, this is from ChristianityToday.com, and it talks about the Behemoth and the Leviathan, and they are literally the two most misunderstood and not understood creatures in history. And even back in the early days of Christianity, they sort of didn't really understand, or a lot of them I'm sure didn't believe anything that was said about them, because they said these creatures were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles long and huge. Now, in 400 AD, however, a fellow named John Chrysostom wrote this. He said, God does not create these animals, meaning the Behemoth and Leviathan, because his creations are oriented to provide what is useful to you, meaning us. Now, he also said, but one may ask, what is their use then? And we ignore what is the mystery. He continues on, he said, we ignore what is the mysterious utility of these monsters, the Behemoth and Leviathan. But if we want to take the risk of an explanation for their existence, we may say that they lead toward the knowledge of God, and that is an absolute fact, my friends. That is what you are seeing today, is the knowledge of God, the signs of God, and the test that God is putting in front of you. And if you fail this test, detention will not be pleasant, and it will not be short. So, pay attention. That's all I can tell you. I don't know 99.9 zillion% of you. I just hope you do the best you can for yourself. You have free will, do what you're going to do. But I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm looking for God and Jesus or Muhammad or Allah or whoever you want to call that crew. They're going to come down and save us, I hope. And I'm hoping that I'm doing my job to get my piece of the pie, because that's what I'm doing this for. And you have your own reasons and your own motivations. Do whatever you want to do. But if you got any thinking, you better start thinking, because a lot of people haven't been thinking. I didn't either. I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm not any big. I'm nothing. Actually, I mean, really nothing. I am nothing more than a paper boy. I'm a paper boy. I'm bringing you news and handing it to you. After that, you are on your own. And I go away. I have nothing to do with this. These things are shown to me, and I did get a message on when I found the giants, and I found giants, hundreds of feet tall. And when I found that, and this is a fact, and I swear to God this is true, and I think God put this on my screen on my computer, and all I can tell you is this is a fact. When I searched on giants, the return of the search came back. It said, these things are for you to see and for others as a test, which blew me away. I went to try to find the source of that text, and I could not find it. And when I came back, it was gone. I have never been able to find it again. That phrase does not exist on the internet as of a few years ago. I don't know if it exists now. I don't think so. But this was about 5 years ago, and from then on, I thought a test, what could this possibly be a test? Well, I found out that as soon as I showed it to everybody, they just laughed. They thought it was silly, and that went on for 5 years. It's still going on now. So as far as I'm concerned, everybody, almost everybody that failed the test, if everybody that I showed this to was a marble, I could hold the marbles in my hand of the people that passed the test. In one hand. It's just a fact. All I can say is good luck. Alright, my name is Roger. I am the voice of Mudfossil University and Mudfossil Original Research Group on Facebook, and as well as Mudfossil Revelations on Facebook, and one more that we have is Science Theory Challenge on Facebook. Now, I want anyone that wants to download this and show it. This information needs to be gotten out. It's very, very, very important. So anyone that wants to can download this and show it. I don't want my research mixed with any other opinions or research. The only claims made by Mudfossil University or any Mudfossil group that I am associated with come from my lips. No one else can speak for Mudfossil University other than me. Alright? Download it. Please share this. Please get this information out. It's absolutely imperative, and I mean imperative. Alright, thank you.